All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome. We're so excited to be back with you guys for another edition of Notorious Women in Mortgage to promote and celebrate all of our accomplishments as women. And if you guys have not been paying attention, we're hosting an incredible event in Austin coming up October 13th through the 16th. Major stuff happening with that event. And Brianna is one of our guest speakers. So I'm so excited that she's here to share with you guys. She's the owner of Broadway Mortgage Corp and Enjoy Marketing, and is one of mortgage's most sought after social media experts. She teaches hands-on workshops for real estate agents and mortgage professionals, really to go out there and help you build your business. And this is one of the reasons why I asked her to be one of our speakers and our trainers at our event, is because she is so great at really taking something like social media that can be really overwhelming, and like we hear a lot of things and then we go back into our marketplace and then we have no idea what to do. And so she's going to really be teaching a tactical workshop to teach you exactly what to do on social media to build your business. So Brianna, welcome. I'm so glad you're here today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited.
Yes. So why don't you share with people a little bit about why you're so excited to go to the event? What are you looking forward to the most? And then tell us about what you're going to teach us.
Yeah, so I love anything that involves women in mortgage. I started, as many know, many probably don't, I started at AIM, and I got to be a part of the beginning of the Women's Mortgage Network. So I have a very deep love for all of the ladies in mortgage, building each other up, supporting one another, and just having our own entity where we can go to be there for one another, show support through being a mom, through being a woman, through being a professional in mortgages. So that's probably what I'm most excited, is to just be with everyone.
Yeah, same. Hey, Nikkei, thanks for joining us here live. If you guys have comments or questions, go ahead and throw them in the comment box and then we will get to them. So share a little bit about the topic and the workshop you're going to be hosting at Notorious.
Yeah, so I am so excited. Right now, I teach a lot of classes to agents out in the Nashville area, and every single class I teach is meant to be a very hands-on tactical class. It's not me sitting in front of you and just telling you things. I want you to go through everything with me so you understand. And when I say everything, I mean marketing-wise. So the class that I'm going to be teaching is one that I do very often for many brokerages. Real estate brokerages, and it is how to create an Instagram reel. So as a whole, we are going to be using the apps that I personally use, and just one after the other, step by step. Everybody there will be leaving knowing how to quickly make an Instagram reel that looks very professional. And a big thing is, even if you're somebody who knows how to make an Instagram reel, you're like, I know, I get it. Pay attention to everything that I go over, because it is a class that you can then go and teach agents around you, and you are giving them something versus just teaching them something.
I like that too, because it's another way to build your business. A lot of times when we come to events like this, we're like, I just want to know, like, this is me. I want to know how I make more money. Like, how do I make more money? And if you're working with real estate agents, they don't need another class on like bullshit, right? They don't need to know how to make a flyer. They honestly don't even. I used to do all of our QC at our real estate company, and we had plenty of people at our company that could not write a contract to save their lives. They technically weren't great agents. They were great marketers, and they made a ton of money. And so a lot of times that's the missing piece, and that's what your real estate agents want to know. So being able to teach them proficiently, teach them these things, they will want to be a partner with you. So I love that. So you actually started on the marketing side and then recently came over to the mortgage side.
Yes. Yeah. I started in 2018 at AIM as a social media marketer, and worked for a ride, was the head of marketing there. And November of 2022, I got licensed when I was 9 months pregnant, and I started Broadway Mortgage Group, and have had my incredible son with me all along the way. And it's funny because some people are like, how do you do that? How do you have time? But I feel like I'm lucky enough to almost be born into mortgages, starting from a place where my job was to support brokers and to support women in the industry. So everybody taught me everything I needed to know through all of these years of me being in it. So it's really just I got to implement everything that I already knew. So my successes are thanks to everybody in our industry.
Y'all, that's wild. Like, you've been in the business like a year and a half. How long?
Yeah, about a year and a half.
Yeah. You've been in the business a year and a half. And you're like, I got my own company. I got my own, like, you guys just moved into your own space. Like, I feel like I need to get my shit together, apparently. Oh. Wow, that's incredible. That's amazing that, like, that's really, really fast growth. Now, share with people with social media, how does that play in with your like everyday business? How much time do you spend on it? Like, what are your favorite tips and tricks? Like, run me down some tips and tricks that nobody else knows.
Yeah, so I would say my biggest thing is, so Broadway is technically a DBA through CMS Mortgage. So I have to first give them all of the kudos, because without CMS and that back end system, I would not be able to have multiple companies, have a 1-year-old, all of these things. So they make it such a streamlined, beautiful process. And it really frees me up time to go to, I have a target that I go to at least 3 networking events a week. So I want to meet as many people as I possibly can. And I use every single time I'm in front of somebody, even if it's just a mundane cup of coffee, another networking event with the same group, I take content while I'm there, whether it's a picture, a quick video. I love if I am driving around, I see an open house, a broker's open, what have you. I'll either call the realtor on the sign, or I'll just walk in and introduce myself, ask if I can take video there. I think that our everyday life, as mundane as we might think it is an opportunity for content and an opportunity to share what we are doing. And so that's what I do. And I try to monopolize on every single piece of my everyday life as to how I can make that something worth sharing and build off of it and all of those things. So.
All right. How do you get over feeling dumb? I'm going to ask questions. If you guys have questions, ask your own questions in the comment box. But I have a problem creating content everywhere because I think I look dumb. Like, here I am, I'm at a cafe, and I'm just going, well, I'm also doing a live stream at a cafe right now. This looks dumb too. But how do you get over that, like, feeling of like creating content everywhere?
It's definitely one of those, like, it's so much easier to say than just do, but I just really don't care. I don't care what people think. I hope that they like me, but to be realistic, not everybody's going to like you ever. And that's okay. What I can do for myself is be my most authentic self and be happy in what I'm doing every day and love what I'm doing. And then if you don't like that, that's okay with me, but at least I'm being myself. You know, I think that if we remind ourselves, and to come back to that, when you are being your authentic self, it makes creating content fun, you know, and it could be sharing. I love sharing things about my son because he's like my whole world. So doing just my everyday things. I made a video last night about assumable loans because I've been getting a ton of questions about them, but I was right in the middle of cooking. So I just set up my camera and I'm cooking with my son on my hip and talking about assumable loans. I don't care if I look silly. I don't care if my hair is not perfect because guess what? Now I'm so much more relatable to an everyday person and everyday woman versus if I tried to make myself very prim and proper. And the only time I took video or pictures is when everything is perfect. That's not real. And, you know, if we can get that in our mind and remember that nobody cares as much as we care about what we are posting, I think that helps also.
No, 100% agree. I know that I believe authenticity is like, because we are each so unique, authenticity really becomes a superpower. And there is a little bit of, you know, a challenge to get over, you know, this, right, of like looking dumb on camera or not being made up, or there's a lot of vulnerability that comes with it. But those two, when you can put them together, they become your superpower. And that's how you really start to connect at a heart level with people. And that's what differentiates out you from the next person. Because if we're all offering the same thing to the marketplace by and large, I mean, you might have like little idiosyncrasies, but by and large, there's nothing real special about anything that we do. It's who you are and how you do what you do that becomes the differentiator in business and in mortgage. So we're going to take a really quick moment to thank some of our sponsors. You guys, this past week was incredible. We had some amazing sponsors come up to the plate and really dig down deep in their pockets. So I'm so grateful for them, because without them, this event would not be able to happen in the fashion that it's going to happen. So first, let me give a big, huge shout out to our number one sponsor at the moment, our Catalyst sponsor, EPM. And then we have Penny Mac and AIM coming in as conduit sponsors. They're doing amazing things in the industry, and we're so glad to have your support. Thank you so much. And then we have some advocate sponsors. You guys are amazing too. CIS, Arrive is going to do some of our swag bag stuff. My Credit Guy and Kate coming in to do some pool party stuff. So it's going to be a ton of fun. So thank you guys. Thank you. We honestly couldn't do this without you. And we're so happy to have your partnership, especially with the women's movement. I'll be honest with you guys. When I talk to people about this being a women's movement, a lot of the things that I hear are like, well, women's movements don't make a whole lot of money. I'm like, I don't care about that. Or, this is just the first event, so I don't know. Or we've already spent our marketing budget. And so what I love about these guys is didn't have any objections and, believed in the cause and are willing to partner with us to make this thing really special. So thank you guys so much. All right, let's talk. What platforms are you on?
So I am on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram the most, because that's where I'm seeing the most return. I am on YouTube, but I know I need to do better on YouTube. But yeah, those are probably
you don't do TikTok.
And TikTok. I do TikTok. I do love a TikTok. So okay. With all of those platforms, what I do is if I'm making content for, say, an Instagram reel, I just take that same video I'm making and I push it to Facebook. I push it to TikTok. I push it to my YouTube shorts. There's definitely no reason to reinvent the wheel every single video.
This is really interesting. So I mostly work on Facebook. I post to Instagram, but I push it to Facebook. But I spend my time on Facebook. This is where I hang out. If you know me, it feels like, oh, we went to Facebook together. It is going to high school together. And this is interesting that you're over on Instagram. Huh. And you get most of your business from Instagram. Let me ask you this.
I'd say, yes. I was going to say on average, I would say I get between 3 to 5 leads, and they don't always turn into something, but they do come from Instagram, from me posting, and a lot of people who are relocating from outside of Tennessee to the Nashville area.
All right. What do you think it is about your Instagram that makes it the content sticky enough? Is it because this is what I feel about Instagram. It's if you have, I'm not good at aesthetics, making things look pretty. It's not my skill set. So I always think if you have that skill set, Instagram would be a great place for you if you can put together nice looking stuff. Are you using how are you doing Instagram to get the leads going? Because I know how I do Facebook, but I don't work on Instagram.
So to be completely honest with you, I don't have necessarily a master plan or a rhyme or a reason. I post everything I possibly can all of the time. I used to spend so much time going through what is the algorithm? I make your own algorithm is what I say. Post when you have something to post. And don't be oh, it's late at night, I'm not going to post. Post it then. But for Instagram, I do a mix of family, of business. I am growing a team right now. I have a couple LOs, so I love to showcase them, what makes Broadway who we are. We are really involved in our community in many ways. So pushing our community, but I would say having that diverse content being pushed out is everything. And for those who feel maybe you want your videos to be a little bit more upgraded, I have Lightroom as an app on my phone, and it makes it really easy to really beautify any photo that you're sending out to just enhance the quality of it.
All right, you're gonna have to teach us that at the event.
Absolutely.
Wait, hold on. There was something you were gonna say, and I was like, we need to talk about this. I freaking forgot. Okay, I forgot. We're gonna let that go.
I will say though. So with you saying that you post to Facebook a lot, I would say lean into where your demographic is, lean into what you're comfortable with, what you know, things like that. Definitely push yourself. But if you're finding the most traction on Facebook, lean in there. Stats are saying right now that YouTube is the best place to find leads, to get people's engagement, things like that. So that's why I'm trying to make it a top priority to do better long form videos more often.
I remember what I was going to say. How, I'm a big fan of this too. Like, it's not so much, it's not the algorithm. Like, you could try to like mind F all the things and like, but that doesn't make success in social media. It is like your content. Like, people don't spend enough time on like being them and like creating engaging content and connecting with people. Instead, they want to know what's the best time to post. And you're like, it don't matter. Just like be more focused on what you're posting and the energy behind it than the little tricks and stuff like that. Because I don't think that that makes as much of a difference than really creating content that people want to see.
And I think when we worry about all those things about, I'll say when we worry about the time, the day, things like that, that also plays into us worrying so much that we actually don't post anything at all because we're worried about what we look like, worried about what time it is. Just post. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree. And I like to lean into what's working. Eddie Perez just put up a video the other day, I think it was yesterday, talking about kind of this old school mind frame that was like creating a more balanced person. So work on your weaknesses. And he's like, absolutely not. Like, pour all your energy into what you're good at. Don't worry about the weakness. And I'm a big fan of that idea because I think that's how you create like massive success. It's really not being an all around great person at what you do. It's really finding what you can be a super person, superpower. What is your superpower? And like really diving into that. Monique wants to know, what do you recommend for consistency? And then what do you do for yourself? I don't know what that means, but what do you do for consistency?
I have a trick that I use for consistency. I have timers on my calendar every single day to no matter what I'm doing, where I'm at, I take a photo and I can either post it right then, but I capture something. I tell people, like my realtors, clients, things like that, unless you're on the toilet, just take a photo of what you're doing. It could be you at your desk. It could be you with your family. But at least now you have something to put out there. And the more that you just post, the more comfortable you get with it, the faster your cares go away. So for anybody who's like, I just never remember to do it, set a timer. If you know you have an event coming up, set a timer for during that event to say, take a photo.
All right. So I just took my photo so I could post something later. I like that idea.
There you go.
Yeah, like get you in the habit. Because I think that's the hardest time with anything new too, is just being in that constant habit of documenting your life. Even if for you it seems very mundane, like people watch the craziest stuff on the internet, like cats and stuff. Like my husband will send me like the craziest, reels that people put up, and it's nothing. It's like waste of time, but like it'll have like 1 million views on it.
Yeah.
I always laugh too, because I'm always like, my good content that I spent a lot of time and I put a lot of effort and a lot of thought will like fall short. But then it's going to be some stupid picture that I took or some stupid video like that didn't mean anything. And that thing is like, like the meme or whatever I put up.
But you never know what people are going to catch on to. I lost you.
Sorry about that. I think I'm back. Okay.
You're back.
Good. Do you have any other like game, like, I don't know, I try to gamify social media. Do you have anything that like you do? Like, for instance, when people are like, I'm not getting any traction, I'm not getting any engagement, and then I go over to their Facebook and I'm like, well, yeah, because, or their Instagram, because all you do is you talk about there's nothing else in there. And so, sometimes it's like the stupidest post about, what do you like better? Or like, give me your opinion. Everybody loves to give their opinion. There'll be like 75 comments. And then it's like, well, this is the cool thing. It may seem like a BS post that I put up, but now I got 75 people that are out now all in my algorithm. So if you be hanging out in stories, and now we're connected. Now you're going to be in my stories, you know? So it's like, there is a game to it that if you're not getting enough traction, you need to start being a real person and engaging with people. Is there anything that you do that helps with that?
I mean, I feel like you hit the nail on the head with, if you're not gaining any traction, you're not seeing a lot of engagement on your stuff, ask yourself if you are also engaging with other people. Because once you engage with other people, it helps them see more of what you're doing, and you're going to get a lot more of that engagement back. Stories are huge. If, you know, when it comes to real estate agents, share their open houses. I've spoken to so many people within the mortgage space who fear sharing things about certain realtors to not hurt other realtors' feelings. I think that that's something that should not be a concern. I share everybody, whether it's a realtor that works with me or not. And then what you get in return is them now seeing your stuff more. They're appreciative. They, you know, comment on them, comment on everybody's successes, celebrate everybody, the big things, the little things. But the more that you engage on social, the more that you will see engagement back.
All right, let me ask you, pull up your phone. How much time do you spend on social? Do you know how to look it up?
No, I spend too much. Do I have to look at my analytics?
Yeah, if you go in, I should make every guest do this. It's in screen time. If you go to your settings, let's see what Brianna has, and then I'll share with you guys mine.
It's gonna be scary.
Yeah, a lot of people, they're like, they want to build on social, but they're not on social. And you can't do that. You can't just like all of a sudden just show up once every couple of weeks, post something, and expect to get any business from it. Yeah. So if you're your iPhone settings, screen time.
Am I just giving you my screen time or my apps?
No. Go and see all apps,
mm-hmm.
And then there's one. Usually it'll say like socials. Does it say socials? I don't know. What do you got in for? Show categories. Click on show categories.
All right, let me see.
Go to like yesterday.
Show categories. Got categories up.
Let's see what Brianna's is. This is going to be crazy. You guys should be doing this too. I want to know what you guys should pull up your screen time and see what you spend on social, and then put it in the comments. We should do a giveaway. I don't have anything to give away, but we should do a giveaway with whoever has the most. I'll send you something. Whoever has the most, I'm going to send you something. Just put it in the comments. So I'm going to tell you guys mine. So if you're on an Apple phone, an iPhone, you want to click into your settings, then you're going to click into screen time. Then you like get to like this page, and you want to click over to down at the mid page, it'll like say categories. So my social yesterday was 6 hours and 54 minutes.
All of mine is broken up into the apps themselves. I don't see a full social.
Oh yeah, so go up. It's in blue.
Oh,
in between
I do.
The
I
apps
see it.
And the time, and click. Yeah, click categories. What do you got? It'll say social.
Okay. 2 hours yesterday.
2 hours. All right. Well, you were probably actually working. You were actually working. All right. So I'm at 6:54.
I was going to say, okay, here we go. Yesterday was 4 hours. I lied. It's 4 hours.
4 hours. Yeah. It's only a lot of time, but does it convert? And like, that's the only form of marketing that I do. I know you go into like networking stuff because you are a overachiever and obviously like to talk to people. So that's awesome. And you be going to like open houses, like you are an overachiever. 4 hours, 38 minutes. Yeah. Patty's up there, right?
Yeah. Everybody look at your weekend. My weekend was 8 hours. I feel like in the weekend, they got to fluctuate.
Right. I talk about this too a lot of times, is that one of the biggest things, especially as women, we have to get over in general, but also around the phone and social. For me, I had to get over the shame game, because there's like big time social media shame game, because for the longest time it was like, oh, you're just wasting time, you know? And like, as like, they'd be like, oh, no real entrepreneur is spending their time on social, right? And I'd be like, okay, well, you know, and like I'm constantly on it. And I mean, probably to a fault, and I love it. And I like, do I waste time? Sure, whatever. But then when I really look at what converts, and I'll look at my tax return and this is my only form of advertising, for me that helped release the shame game, because everybody around me wanted to shame me for being on my phone all the time, or like, oh, what's mom doing? Oh, mom's on Facebook, right? And so being able to let go of that shame, for me has been really freeing. And yeah, so I don't know if you guys are challenged with shame around that too, but.
And times change, and as times change, you need to evolve with that change. And right now we're at a place where people want to see you. They want to learn from you. They want you to be a pillar of all of the things. So if you work with a certain niche and you really want to reach out to them, getting content with them, it's huge. I know for myself, the minute that I need any sort of a service, I probably go to Google first. So make sure you have a Google My Business, make sure it's set up properly. And, I treat my Google My Business just like I treat all of my social platforms. So I post to it, I add photos to it. Second, I actually use TikTok a lot to search, especially as a new mom. My baby had colic. So I would search, babies with colic, and it taught me to bring him to the chiropractor, and it changed everything. So anything on just a mundane, I love video, as does a lot of this, the younger generation, every generation, because it is the information you need really quickly, and it takes less brain power than us having to sit and read something. Everybody wants instant gratification, instant answers, things like that. So we have to make sure that we are delivering that. And then, of course, make it a little bit fun. Don't be a dictionary of mortgages. Try to make it relatable. And for those of you not using AI, use AI. It is your best friend. If you're talking about something really complex involving mortgages, even if it's just an email, I will put it into AI of what I wanted to say. I'll put my script for videos into AI of what I want to say. And then I say, make this understandable for for a third grader. I've done that multiple times, and it breaks it down and makes it something people can actually digest. So we definitely keep that in mind as you're doing things.
All right. What I love the fact that you said, make this understandable for a third grader. And I would have said, dumb this down.
Well, I like to think in my mind, like if a third grader can understand it, so can probably everybody else. So.
Dumb this down. Yeah, I love ChatGPT too. It's like or I don't know if you're using ChatGPT or whatever. My friend Monique, Miss Amore here, has like a full-on relationship with, I forget what Chadley. She calls him Chadley. I call him GPT. But I love it because like you can take whatever you're trying to say and like you want it to be expanded upon more, or I need this to sound like whatever that is, I need it more colorful, or, I don't know. I asked this to like make me a rap song once, just playing around to see if it would actually do it, and it did. So it was wild. What else are you using ChatGPT for, AI, in your social media?
Everything. I use ChatGPT for everything. I use it to write my scripts. I use it for emails to clients and real estate agents. I'm big on milestones that are just set up in place. So from getting your pre-approved, you're under contract, your appraisals ordered, everything like that, ChatGPT helps me structure those emails. And then I just set templates up and they fire out. I use it if I am in a bad mood or if a realtor is not very nice. I will put what I would like to say in there, and then ChatGPT makes me sound like I'm in a much better mood. So I use it really honestly for every single thing I can possibly think of.
I love that. I use it sometimes when like we have Airbnb. So when I have to talk to guests and I'm like, make that sound however more reprimanding or more whatever, and like you put it in and it's like, or make that sound not as harsh, right? So I'm not coming across like a horrible person. But yeah, I like it for that too. I just saw it's not ChatGPT, but it's another AI version that is, you're able to speak in design, like interior design, and it'll take what you're saying and then put together like the picture, which is wild for me, right? Like imagine where we're going to be in just a couple of years, the use of AI and integrating that. And it's wild.
I do have, it's my favorite AI usage story. We had a borrower that came to us and she was pregnant. really wanted to find a home for her and her baby. She didn't want to rent, her work, like all these factors, but she just wasn't making enough money. So we helped her using AI to build a resume. She had sent me over what she had a resume of, and it was probably about 4 pages long. It was definitely not going to get the attention she deserved. So we used AI to condense it and sent her back just this 1-page resume, and she got a job really quickly, and we were able to help her get into a house with that.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it took me maybe not even 5 minutes to just enter in all the information she sent over, reconfigure her resume to just be one sheet, really professional, nice and clean, and send it back to her.
Yeah. I love that. And I will say this, big shout out for the broker channel, because I don't think anybody in retail would ever do that for a client, like ever in their life. I only think a broker would go that far, just in the type of people that get attracted to the channel. And we have very lifelong relationships. I don't know if that's a retail channel thing. That's wild. I was going to tell you something else. I forgot. My brain is like not working today.
I was going to say, for Notorious, for the class, one of the apps we're using is ChatGPT. So for anybody who is coming and hasn't used it yet, you will be doing a hands-on figuring it out together situation.
I love that. Love it. All right, guys. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, please go to the website, NOTORIOUSWMN.com. Monique, put a note. We need to put the website on the layout. So go to the website, grab your tickets, grab your hotel room too. If you guys haven't grabbed your hotel room, you want to get the link from the website. If you go directly to the hotel, it's going to show that it's sold out. Go to ours because they have it blocked out for us. So go and make sure you get your rooms. We have so much amazing stuff planned for you guys. We're going to take the next, I think, 2 weeks off of our live stream series due to holiday, and then I'll be traveling back to California soon. So that so far is the schedule, and then we'll start resuming back in July with Notorious live stream series that we're doing here. Go ahead and go follow Brianna. Why don't you go ahead and run out your handles on TikTok, YouTube, Insta, Facebook, so that they can follow you?
Yeah, so it is Broadway Mortgage Group or Brianna the Broker. So I have a business profile and a personal profile, and so both of those, Brianna the Broker, Broadway Mortgage Group.
All right, and then I would be remiss if I didn't say, if somebody wanted to work with you on like marketing, if they're like, yeah, this sounds real great, I don't want to do any of this for myself. I'm sure you guys have done for you services over at Enjoy. Why don't you go ahead and run people down how they can connect with you on that?
Yeah, so it's Enjoy Marketing Co. So yeah, you can reach out to us. We're on Facebook, Instagram, all of the things. DM us, Brianna at enjoymarketing.co. So if anybody needs help, you also are free to text me. My phone number is all over all of my socials. Text me if you have any questions. I'm also happy to just help you navigate some things. If you want to brainstorm, I'm always down for a good brainstorm.
Okay. Well, I love that. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll be back in 2-3 weeks, something like that. In the meantime, let me know who else would be a good guest on our show here. And if you haven't gotten your tickets, go get your tickets. Bye.
All right. Bye. Thank you.